What's up, guys? This is Darby Hallman from Nerds at Large, and this morning, in the wee hours of the morning, we got a new Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer, and I cannot express how excited I am. The hype can't get any higher, or I will legitimately die. It's dangerous. We're at dangerous levels at this point. Sadly, I was not able to do a live reaction. I have already seen the trailer multiple times because I have no self-control. So this isn't going to be a first reactions video, but I kind of just wanted to do a short video where I just kind of go through the trailer and unpack it piece by piece, partially for myself and for you guys to kind of like see where I'm at with this trailer in this game. I'm not bringing some crazy level of analysis to this. I'm just a super mega fan of this. This is Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time, and I have been so pleased with the direction that this remake is going. Every single time we see a trailer, I legitimately think the game just looks better and better, which I thought was impossible, but here we are. And I just know that this morning I was just ravenous looking for anyone else talking about this trailer. So I figured maybe I could throw my hat in and you guys could see, my thoughts about it. So let's get into it. I have my friends here. We're all ready. I have my to-go Applebee's unsweet tea. I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to do one kind of normal just pass through of just watching the whole trailer as a whole one time, and then I'll stop and slow it down a little bit.
So, what did you want to talk about?
First off, Nibelheim.
When spring comes, I'm leaving
so
town.
Cool seeing
I'm
Nibelheim.
going to Midgar. I'm going to be a soldier. The best of the best. Like Sephiroth.
And seeing a look at Genova. This trailer really just showed so much more like story stuff than I was expecting.
Is it really you?
Are we on schedule?
Please, Mr. President, I am asking you to reconsider. No, begging.
Director Twisty.
The stench of the director's cowardice fills the room yet
And they
again.
really,
Mako supersaturation
like,
confirmed.
I'm biased, but I
Engaging
really do
material.
think they nailed these Shinra employees. Like, Scarlet just looks like such just a bad, like,
Your
evil
timing is
lady.
impeccably atrocious.
Oh dear.
Just a straight up bitch, and I love it.
Man of my refined
And Palmer, just this
running out
fat,
of
like, politician, man. And man, the honeybee in.
Cloud. True beauty is an
We'll talk more
expression
about
of
it.
heart. A thing without shame, to which notions of gender don't apply. Perfection.
Not a word.
Not even one?
No!
But you're so pretty.
Today's right to be is...
Today's?
Pathetic.
Huh? Which one of you said that? You got a
So
mouth on
sleazy.
you.
Look at the chest hair.
Well, aren't we having a wonderful time kicking the hornet's nest? You know what I want. A second dance. Just the two of us.
So what the hell is it?
A fascinating question.
Oh, did it just talk?
I am that which you see before you. Nothing more.
A touching reunion.
Very, very good. And thus is the hypothesis proven correct. I can only hope you will continue not to disappoint.
Not thinking we can keep getting better and better. It's just
It's getting tired of playing tag anyway.
Come on!
also good gameplay. It's basically two trailers.
We're here to rescue Aerith, remember? We don't need more attention than what we're gonna get.
Yeah, I hear you.
I know these people, and I know they're never gonna let Aerith go. She's the last living ancient on the planet. Think about what that means to Shinra's scientists.
This is
The source of everything. Genova.
And the new stuff, like this is totally new.
Suck on this!
The Shinra Electric Power Company isn't the real enemy. I promise you, there's a much bigger threat. I just want to do everything in my power to
Whatever
help
the hell is
all of
happening
you
here, like there's
and the planet.
it's a mix of like they're staying true to a lot of the same storylines and everything, but also introducing a lot of new elements, like that Genova fight at the end. Like what? That's very different. And then whatever all this
The real enemy.
smog
I
stuff.
promise you.
That's
there's
been a
much bigger
reoccurring
threat.
thing in every
I just
trailer.
want to do everything in my power to help all
And
of you
it weirdly like
and the planet.
fits. Like I'm not mad about it. I don't know. I'm kind of happy that I get to go into this not exactly really knowing what's going to happen story wise. There's when I talk about this with Jeff on the podcast, obviously it's all more or less kind of going to be new to Jeff, even though he has played through the Midgar section of Final Fantasy VII. But there's going to be a lot more new for him. But I'm going to be experiencing things for the first time too. There's definitely going to be surprises because, again, I don't know anything about this, and like that new soldier guy, I have no clue, and that is exciting to me. If we're going to go to this length to do this remake, I'm glad that we're kind of changing things up a little bit. And I would be worried about that if it wasn't like they are handling everything about this game so well that like I expect the new elements to just work, to just fit right into the story and probably make it better in some ways. I mean, I am very optimistic about this game, which I have not always been. So who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. But like I have faith in this team to handle introducing new story elements with care and everything. All right, so let's go piece by piece and just talk a little bit about why I love this trailer so much and just the kind of little things that it hints at and shows us. A lot of stuff I've already noticed, but some stuff I am just like, I'll probably just catch this time because I have not really like scrubbed through it super slow. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this and we can just kind of slowly go through this and I will nerd the hell out. Let's go.
So, what did you want to talk about?
When spring comes, I'm leaving town. I'm going to Midgar.
So
I'm going to be a soldier.
I will point out, there's like two things that I am somewhat negative about this trailer with, and I'll kind of get those out of the way right now. First is definitely the voice acting. The voice acting all the way through, I think for most of the remake trailers, they've actually been like surprisingly good, especially in comparison to like other Japanese Square Enix games. I think, like Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 15, a lot of these end up having, especially the English dialogue becomes, it definitely feels like it came second. It feels like not as much care is put into that, and it feels like English voice actors reading, Japanese, like a translated Japanese script. Like everything sounds slightly off, and like a lot of the way that words are enunciated is just like, it's just off. So far, I think Remake has kind of avoided this, but this is definitely the trailer that I think it kind of came out in a few places, and just the maybe lack of attention to English voice acting came out. And I think it's this scene with young Cloud and young Tifa is the worst of them. I think Cloud straight up, like, his voice sounds like an adult man. Like, the voice does not fit the young Cloud there. It sounds like Ryan Reynolds in a way. It's weird. It sounds like an older dude. Doesn't exactly fit. And I think just, especially this line he's about to say here.
The best of the best. Like Sephiroth.
I don't know. There's just something off about it. I think he looks great. Like him and Tifa and Nibelheim. Like seeing this shot is just freaking stunning. Like the detail on them and everything, when you compare this to what the scene looked like in the original game, it is wild. It is wild how they are taking all these iconic images and just completely recreating them. But I do think that the voice acting leaves a little bit to be desired, but I'm sure this is just going to be a flashback scene. I don't think we're going to be spending much time here with the young versions of these characters. And obviously we'll see more of this flashback in the second game, most likely. But, you know, that's not a big of a deal. The other kind of negative thing I'm have about this trailer is I'm not crazy about the new song. This song is made by the composer of Final Fantasy VII, which is cool. But I do think it doesn't exactly fit. It's a little too like generic rock song for me, and it feels a little cheesy or corny. And I kind of have a personal issue with a lot of times with games or stories or something like this that's taking place in the fantasy sci-fi setting. A lot of times when songs have vocals and they sound like a very modern song, it kind of just takes me out of it. And like this, it just feels like I'm hearing some song on the radio playing over Final Fantasy VII. It just doesn't, I don't know, it didn't fit totally. And there was not enough unique about the song to kind of break through that. So it just struck me as a little odd. I don't think it's terrible, and the more I've watched this trailer, I think, you know, the more I can see how like it goes to the pace of the trailer pretty well, but not crazy about it. But I don't think that we're gonna be seeing like rock songs with vocals all the way through this game. I think this is like the closing credits and maybe like one other time song. So you know, I'm not worried about it or anything. But yeah,
I'm gonna be a soldier, the best of the best, like Sephiroth.
And here, getting the shot of Genova, where you see the tube, the umbilical cord like type tube thing, and just, I don't know. There's just, I mean, Genova, even in the original, with the art of the original, she looks terrifying. Like I had nightmares as a kid in that Shinra headquarters level. But this, just seeing this fully realized, and I love that they cut it right before you get to her head. Which I can't tell on there if she's supposed to have
like Sephiroth
a head there. I don't know how people. I don't really know how to slow it down. Oh well. Which, this is also interesting. So I guess, I mean, this is Genova. They're sitting in front of Genova. So I guess this is in the Shinra headquarters. Whenever you interact with, you like peer through the window and you see Genova. I guess they are changing it, and this is where like Sephiroth actually shows up in that moment, which is cool, just like all the other times that they're introducing. Obviously, since this is one game now, they have to introduce Sephiroth earlier than they did in the original game, because you don't want to go through this whole game and not see Sephiroth, which I definitely get that, and I think it could be really cool, and it could make Sephiroth a more well fleshed out character by seeing him more. I am maybe potentially a little concerned with them like overusing it, and just he's like popping up out of nowhere constantly, and it just gets to the point where it like loses its effect, because that's how it seems like he's just appearing, you know, which, I mean, makes sense for Sephiroth, but I just hope they do that well. But at least from the visuals and, you know, you associating Sephiroth with Genova, I think this is dope.
Tell me, is it really you?
Are we on schedule?
This shot.
Please, Mr. President,
they are making
asking you to
Midgar
reconsider.
a city.
No, begging.
And Reed.
Twisty.
Stench of the director's
Heidegger,
cowardice filled.
they all just look so good. The models are so damn good. Like, they look so slimy and corporate, and it's, God, like, please go look at pictures of like Heidegger and all of these, like in the original game. It is wild. Like, they were cartoon characters, which I'm kind of glad this is going a little bit away from that, but it's also, they are still pretty like exaggerated and like larger than life, like corrupt politician people, but it's a little bit more in a realistic way, like visually, and I think it works. So that's the whole thing with Final Fantasy VII, is kind of the juxtaposition between serious sci-fi political drama and wild ass goofy Japanese BS, and the merger of those two is why it's fantastic.
Mako supersaturation confirmed. Engaging materia cooling to reduce temperature.
And this is cool too, like them using materia. She's basically using materia just to like cool off and everything, and obviously using the Shinra guy as a footstool. It's again the serious mix with the wacky, because like, you know, the Final Fantasy VII definitely delves into a lot of like eco-terrorism and like, you know, we're destroying the planet type stuff a lot, and it's kind of cool them using materia, like using Mako and everything for their own like selfish ends. And in the original game, you hear a lot about how Shinra is shitty and corrupt and destroying the planet, but you don't spend a ton of time with these characters. You don't really get to see a lot of the like nitty gritty stuff. I really like this is the type of thing that whenever you are turning Midgar into like a 30-hour thing, you can drill down into like, yeah, it makes sense. She's doing this just for like, I feel like this room's too like hot, like cool it down or something. Like, that's cool. Like I like seeing that kind of things to like actually show like how these people are messed up. And
stop.
It's dope.
Your timing is impeccably atrocious.
Oh dear. Oh dear. A man of my refined
Can't wait to hit him with the truck.
Running out of butter.
All right.
Welcome to the honey.
Here we freaking go.
Cloud. True beauty is an expression of the heart. A thing without shame, to which notions of gender don't apply.
I just love I love that like we are seeing this much of the honeybee, and I love that the honeybee be in, which is just this like kind of like small little weird as hell thing in Final Fantasy VII. They're making it a lot more like it has personality. It's like this crazy like stage show thing here, which I think is really cool. It's a really cool twist, a really cool way to expand upon it. And also I just appreciate that they have the guts to put like, not only are they putting the cross-dressing sequence in and including like leaving all this stuff in, this is in a main trailer. Like, people who don't know stuff about Final Fantasy VII are going to watch this trailer and it's like, okay, yeah, badass action. There's the antagonist or whatever. Oh, now the protagonist is dressing like a woman. What the hell is going, you know, you would be really confused if you're, and on the outside, but I think that's cool. It's kind of indicative of Final Fantasy VII is that, yeah, we have this badass emo boy protagonist, but we're also going to kind of make fun of him, and he's going to, for being that emotionless emo guy, and we're going to force him to be like, you know, dress in this way that he doesn't want to, and be around all these outlandish characters that are doing this, and, you know, he hates it, but like, it's that like, again, combination between serious and wacky, but it's like at extremes, and it's so good. I definitely, there was a lot of questions about the cross-dressing sequence, whether it would be in or not, and some of those I think are some of those, like, I do think there are like somewhat harmful things in the original, where like, you know, dressing as a woman and like things like that was like made as a joke. It was like a big like a mocking thing, which I definitely think can be problematic. I don't think that it is inherently terrible. You know, like, I think there were a lot of people who played the original Final Fantasy VII, and like, even if that was not the creator's intent, this whole section was kind of like rewarding for people who were trans or just, you know, cross-dressing or anything like that. I think this was kind of a, you know, at least for some young people, a celebrated thing, and I do think it's kind of taking a life of its own. I think that with the way that they're approaching this, I have faith that they're going to do it in kind of a, I don't know, like a respectful and good way. I mean, everything about this, even the way the guy was talking about how, what was his exact line? Let's hear it again.
Welcome to the Honeybee Inn, Cloud. True beauty is an expression of the heart. A thing without shame, to which notions of gender don't apply.
That whole line is already like a lot more, I don't know, profound than anything from the original Wall Market cross-dressing thing. Like, that one line is already a little bit more like, I don't know, in depth and more like almost even respectful about it. Like, it's not, he kind of, like, this character, which I think he is supposed to be that super muscle bound guy that was in Honeybee Inn. Like, I don't remember his name. I don't remember that deep into this. But I think that's who that's supposed to be. And in the original, he is completely like a comic book or like a cartoon joke character. Like, there's nothing serious about him. This guy is kind of being presented in this mysterious way, and like, you know, it sounds like he knows something more about life than you do. You know, it's like he's not really presented, at least in this trailer, as like a laugh. Oh, look at this guy, he's so wacky, like let everyone laugh at him. I think in this trailer, this character, like, this whole thing is kind of seeming like, yes, it's a world that Cloud is not used to, and like there is definitely comedy in there. I mean, there's comedy in this like Chad jock dude or whatever, like muscle bound emo guy forcing to wear this dress and the like makeup and all these other things when he doesn't want to. It is funny inherently, but I do think that they're like, I don't think this whole Honeybee and people are looked at as a bad joke or something. They're more looked at as just extravagant, like, and curious, like, what is this lifestyle? I mean, maybe I'm reading way too far into this and being too hopeful, but like, I have a feeling it's going to land better than, and that some of my fears about this thing are going to be better. And that aside, we gotta just look.
Not even one?
No.
But you're so pretty.
Today's right to be is...
Today?
Shame, to which notions of gender don't apply.
Perfection. Not a word.
Not even one?
No.
But you're
just
so
looking
pretty.
at the Wall Market. All right, let's. We're all in for this ride.
Not a word.
Not even one?
No.
All right, we gotta turn the audio off of that. Just looking at the Wall Market, like, holy shit. Holy shit, dude. It looks like, it looks a little different than I would think, but I like how it looks like a real, like, kind of Japanese city. Like, it looks like Yakuza, like a seedy neon, you know, neon lights everywhere, like nightlife area in kind of a at least Japan inspired place. And like, I love how much life there is around it. Like, take a look at this. Like, look at the people in the background. Like, this lady, like, dancing and like walking with her friends. These people are back there, like, ordering food. I don't know what this guy on the right here is doing. I don't know. And look at just this one image. There is so much going on. It's like a GTA or Red Dead Redemption or something like that, where like the world looks lived in, and there are people going about their daily lives in a cool, realistic way. It's just insane. This game was like, you were walking around on a pre-rendered like JPEG in the original. It is wild to see that realized like this, and the lights, like, oh my god. I'm just gonna spend, every time we go somewhere, especially the Wall Market in this game, I am just going to sit and just like, I've never done that in a game where I'm just going to be looking at every single little detail because it just means that much to me. Like Michael Huber, I am taking a knee. I'm taking so many knees in this game. But yeah, and just the sense of scale. Like, before, you would just walk into, like, the Wall Market was just broken into several like screens where you just move up and up and up, and you're kind of like looking down isometric, like, on everything. Now, because you're in this 3D or like over Cloud's shoulder, look at how big the Don Corneo's mansion is. Like, it towers above the wall market, like way up there. It looks like Bowser's Castle from Odyssey. It's just that, like, the sense of scale is freaking great. And I think it's in this next, it's right here when you're on there. You can like see the Midgar plates above it. Like, just anytime you're in this game and you just pan the camera up, you're going to be able to see Midgar. Like, this is like the slums are all underneath. Like, you can't even see the sky, so you don't even know when it's daytime. You're just going to be able to see that giant plate above you at any moment. And God, that's so cool. Like, that sense of scale is just something that simply could not be accurately portrayed on the PS1. It just simply could not. Like, you had the cutscenes where you saw the big Midgar plates. It's not going to be anything like you peering your camera up and just looking at the detail. You'll see the pipes and the metal beams and the lights. Holy shit. I'm sorry. Like, you're just gonna have to bear with me because, like, good lord. All right, let's move on. And then Don, like, look at him. His, like, he has this big gut. He has this gut protruding with like seams on it or whatever, and a giant thing of chest hair, and his like cheesy hair, his like robe with the feathers. He looks so sleazy and he looks perfect. It's great. Like, this character, God, they nailed him. He's so, and obviously Tifa and Aerith both in this section. Like, obviously you could not really tell what they really were supposed to look like in the PS1 game. They look stunning. The character models in this game are truly incredible. Just, I mean, both of them look stunning. It's incredible. And best girl. I mean, best girl. Let's go. Best girl. No contest. I am very interested if this is going to be streamlined to be just like you go to the Honeybee Inn, you get your dress and makeup, and that's your one option, and you go and just like maybe Cloud gets picked no matter what. Or is there still going to be an element of the original game where you can, if you go and do a bunch of different things, then Cloud gets picked, but if you skip out on doing those things, then Cloud won't get picked and has to fight. I can see it going either way, honestly, and I'm not going to be mad if they don't keep everything. You know, it's obviously they're doing so much in this game, and Wall Market itself is obviously going to be like way more expanded than it is now in the original game anyway. So I won't be mad, but I am curious to see how that goes. the love tattoo. Oh my god.
You got a mouth on you.
Well, aren't we having a wonderful time kicking the hornet's nest? You know what I want. A second dance. Just the two of us.
I really like his voice acting. Like when we first saw the character, it was like, okay, who's this weird mullet guy doing motorcycle tricks? I mean, I'm down for the goofiness, but he just seemed like a complete goofball. But in this one, he seems a lot more like he's definitely wild and high flying, but he's not just like goofy. He is kind of just this badass soldier. I think this screams a guy that's going to be an enemy at first. Like he even talks in this thing about how he wants a second dance. Like, you've already fought him before, obviously, but he wants a 1v1 against Cloud. So obviously he's going to be a boss fight, and he's like working for Shinra. But I think this guy screams someone who will eventually be on your side. You know, I think that turn, that he at least seems that way to me. The biggest question is, like, how important is he going to be to the plot? Because I feel like they're obviously showing him a lot. This is the second time he's been shown. So he obviously matters. I just wonder to what degree. And I think he could be a way for us to learn more about Shinra, because we could end up talking to him and he'll talk about, like, Shinra's paying him to do such and such or whatever. And maybe he ends up thinking that Shinra is immoral. Maybe after the plate falls, maybe he comes to you and he's like, no, you're right, let's take down Shinra. And I think that could be very cool, because honestly, the original game is missing a lot of development for Shinra. Shinra is this evil corporation that you are told is bad, and you see the plate fall and you see all these other things, but like, you don't really have characters on the inside, or at least not until way later. And I think in this first thing, someone like this who has this attachment to Shinra could work really, really well. Like, I really do think that could be a good addition.
So what the hell is it?
And then here we fucking go.
Fascinating question.
Oh, did it?
So what the hell is it?
A fascinating question.
Oh, did it just talk?
I am that which you see before you. Nothing more. I am that.
All right. Let's freaking go. Red 13. Like, I really thought there was a chance they wouldn't show him until the game, which I was honestly fine with. But I'm so glad we saw him. Like, Red 13 has always been one of my favorite characters. He was a staple for my party when I played it the first time. Because, I mean, he's a badass talking, like, wolf dog thing. Of course, like, the little kid Darby was going to be all freaking over that. And I legitimately think Red 13 has one of, if not the best character arc and backstory. Not just backstory, but like full character arc from beginning to end. When obviously we're not going to really see that in this first game, but like in the continuation, I think he is one of the best, like, most fleshed out characters, or at least like quality wise, which is kind of crazy because, you know, he's not really a main character. He's definitely on the side, but God, he's so good. It's just like the whole thing with his father and his name and everything else. It works. It works really well. And I'm so excited to see that, because, I mean, and I was worried because he doesn't look like a human, you know, I was worried that they would like mess him up, but I really like his model a lot. I think some of the fur is not the best, like some of it is a little cloudy, but overall, I think it works really well. And that voice, like, you want, like, Red 13 is supposed to sound very like sophisticated and educated. That's the way that he comes across, and I really think that really does come across in here. He sounds great. People have been saying like he does sound like Matt Mercer. I doubt it, but maybe, you know, like Matt Mercer's on a lot of things, which that would be okay with me. He's a phenomenal voice actor, and the fire on his tail. Look at that fire moving. God, yeah, he looks good. He looks so good. I'm so excited. I hope that with all the other changes they're doing, I feel like they might introduce him or get you to him early enough to where you can play as him, at least for like the back quarter of the game or something. Because like in the original game, you get him like right before the end of Midgar. So if it's completely true to it, then you're going to get him like super late, and it would kind of be weird if it's like, oh, here's this new playable character and the game's over. You know, that would feel weird, but they might have included enough after the fact that it feels less weird. I mean, no matter what, you're going to be getting him late probably. I mean, back half at the very earliest, you know, it's going to be late. But I really want to play as Red 13, so boy, do I hope that they find a way, or, you know, something. Angry Club.
A touching reunion.
Very, very good.
I like this too.
And thus is the hypothesis proven correct. I can only hope you will continue not to disappoint.
This again, like the writing and the dialogue. This is not the best trailer for the writing and dialogue of this game, because I mean, even him, and thus is the hypothesis is proven correct. Like the overspeak type thing that happens in a lot of Japanese games translated to English. Definitely starting to show its ugly head a little bit in here, but not as bad as some other things. And we've seen other trailers in this game, or like that demo where the back and forth seems very organic and like, you know. So I'm not like totally worried, but you know, it is there. But Hojo himself looks really good. He looks ugly, mad scientist like he's supposed to. I like his little room here. It's really cool. And the fact that he's like spying on you this early in the game is dope.
It's getting tired of playing tag anyway.
Come on.
Avalanche ain't futile.
It's like, I don't even know where we are. Like, we're like on the outside of Midgar. I guess this is like after it collapsed or something. But like, you can see the outside, and that's like a piece of Midgar that like almost looks like destroyed or like in the process of being built. But like, this is definitely not really a setting that I recognize. So this looks good. And fucking Leviathan. Holy shit, dude.
We're here to rescue
the
Eric,
summons in this game look incredible so far, with a Frit, Shiva, Leviathan now, even Chocomog. And then this right here is also...
We don't need more attention.
What I love about all of these trailers is that if you are new to Final Fantasy VII, if you're completely new, then you'll see a lot of this stuff, and it just looks like a badass hype trailer with action. Like you'd see all these summons or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then we'd go to this, and you'd be like, okay, they're showing us traversal. He's like going up the stairs at the Shinra headquarters. Cool, and you move on. But and it serves that purpose of just being a cool trailer with no distractions. But if you are a Final Fantasy VII fan, you'll see this, and you're like, they're including the stairs. And like I like dumb things like that, because if you play Final Fantasy VII, you know that in Shinra headquarters you can either take the front entrance route and go and fight through your way through like a normal mission, or you can avoid all of the fighting, but the game makes you work for avoiding the fighting because you have to take the stairs, and you literally have to move Cloud up 9 flights of stairs, and all the characters are like wheezing and complaining and like giving Cloud shit for making them climb the stairs. It's hilarious, and it's so good. And like, I love these little like tiny like soft confirmations, like it's a wink to fans that it's like, yeah, it's still in there, we're still doing this shit. And oh, it makes me so happy. Like Jeff probably wouldn't, like Jeff would watch this and be like, yep, cool, go through it, because it serves that. It's still like they please the fans and they also please news people at the same time. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, the particles, just all the like crazy anime.
I know these people,
effects.
And I know they're never gonna let Aerith go. She's the last living ancient on the planet. Think about what that means to Shinra's scientists.
This is
the source of everything. Jenova.
All right, now this shit here, right? We are almost at the end. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this, because like I am enjoying going through this. I hope my excitement can be. Now this Red 13 looks great. That's beside the point. The facial expression is also great, but this fight, so you don't fight Jenova in the Midgar section at all. I played enough time. I'm almost certain you don't fight her at all. Like I know you see her in Shinra headquarters, but I don't think you fight her at all. So this is new. This is definitely, I think the first time you fight her is on that ship, if I remember right, in Costa del Sol. So this is kind of moving that up here, but which I'm okay with. I'm okay with introducing. I also think just like you need to introduce Sephiroth early if you only have one game, Jenova is just too damn cool of an enemy for you to save, to wait. You know, you need a. I understand putting her in here, and the whole fight like this looks fucking crazy. When she has like all these tentacles coming out, and it kind of looks like it looks like this whole environment is being taken over by like Jenova stuff or whatever, which does make me wonder where we are. Is this like in Shinra headquarters? Like it's a very open room with these pillars or something. Like it doesn't really look like anything that I recognize. So I don't know if like she has teleported you somewhere else, or there's just some area of Shinra headquarters that Jenova has just completely taken over. I'm not 100% sure. which is exciting. But no matter what, Genova looks like she freaking should. Whenever you slow the action down in this game, it makes it look better. Whenever you get to look at all the individual effects and you see like the freaking, there's so much in this trailer. There is so freaking much in this trailer. Like that weird ass enemies that were just like look like nothing in the original game look freaking terrifying in this remake. It is wild.
The Shinra Electric Power Company isn't the real enemy. I promise you, there's a much bigger threat. I just want to do everything.
See, this is like, that's like the end of the Midgar section when you like
real enemy.
get there with
you,
the truck. And it's obviously different now. Like that's pretty much where the game ends. You fight that last robot boss fight thing, and then you leave Midgar. This is what I mean. Like, you know, after Red 13, we might still have a decent amount of game because there's obviously a whole nother threat, which I'm guessing all these shadow things are going to be part of Sephiroth's, attack. It's just going to be, he's attacking earlier in a different way now. So, that's fascinating. It's really fascinating. And this whole part before here, just seeing that the whole plate fall is going to be insane. This looks like a damn movie. It's just, I like it being a zip line instead of a rope this time too. Holy shit. I'm gonna play this game like 3 times in a row. It's insane. Damn. And then that's pretty much it. That is the entire trailer. I know I got out 45 minutes worth of content out of watching this trailer. Guys, my hype cannot be understated. I am so ready for this game. I do think on twitch.tv/NerdsLargeGaming, I am probably going to replay at least the Midgar section of Final Fantasy VII before this comes out. I'm probably going to do that anyway, so I might as well do it on stream. But let me know if you'd be interested in that. Again, that's twitch.tv/NerdsLargeGaming. That's where we also stream our Pokemon Nuzlocke with our little boy here and all of our reactions and everything. So go follow us over there. Let me know what you think about this trailer and how hyped you are for Final Fantasy VII. It's just a fever pitch for me. I'm bummed about the delay, but I get it. I think this game is going to be huge and expansive, and it makes sense why you would need more polishing time for it. So I ain't mad. So let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give us a like and, follow, subscribe to us. We do the Nerds at Large Gaming podcast, which is a podcast that me and my co-host Jeff do about video game news, what games we've been playing, and just general video game topics. That comes out every Monday. We also have the Nerds at Large Spoilercast, which is where we do spoilercasts for movies, TVs, video games, anything like that. That's on podcast services and YouTube. And we have Nerds and Dragons, which is our D&D podcast. It's very much like the Adventure Zone, if you've ever watched that. It's a very rules light but story heavy thing. Like, we're not big D&D nerds either, so if that seems puts you off or something, give us a try, because we're very lax about the rules and more about having a good time, telling jokes, and hopefully telling a pretty cool story. All right, that's it. Final Fantasy VII Remake can't come soon enough. Thank you guys for joining me, and peace out.